Manage before you reached your breaking point. The harsh reality is that even a single day in the world of our medieval ancestors would feel impossibly long. From the very first bleary-eyed moment of the morning until the shuddering exhaustion of nightfall, you'd be faced with discomfort, threat, and hardship so profound that modern conveniences would seem like miracles lost. Let's say you're lucky enough to avoid the worst. You dodge the waste buckets raining from the windows above, manage not to cut yourself on jagged medieval tools, and aren't immediately struck down by illness, lingering in every mug of water and every bite of coarse bread. Even so, your senses and spirit would be assaulted by one hardship after another. Your clothes would make you itch. Wool garments, stiff and scratchy, worn for weeks or months, couldn't match the softness of anything in your modern closet. As the sun rises, the urge for a shower grows stronger, but the best you'll get is a quick splash of icy water if you're lucky enough to afford the effort and have enough to spare. Soap, if it exists at all, is harsh lye or gritty ash, burning sensitive skin and leaving you only slightly less dirty than before. Your hunger builds. The day's only meal might be a bland, watery pottage, a chunk of stale bread, and, if fortune smiles, a few scraps of cheese. The taste is earthy at best, sour at worst. Every meal carries the anxious gamble of food poisoning. There's no second helpings, no snacks stashed away for later. If you eat too quickly and your body isn't used to the heavy, fibrous food, you might spend the next hours bent in pain, longing for a toilet that simply doesn't exist. As you stumble through morning chores, you'll learn firsthand that work in the Dark Ages was relentless. Sweeping muddy floors with a bundle of twigs, hauling water until your arms tremble, tending to animals crowded indoors for warmth. Every moment is physical, and there's no opportunity to rest. Neighbors expect you to pull your weight. If you don't, they don't hesitate to judge or exclude you, and survival depends on community. You'd quickly realize that social bonds are less about friendship and more about shared necessity. Life isn't just physically demanding, it's emotionally exhausting. Fear is a constant companion. Walk the muddy road to the next village and you risk being set upon by strangers, bandits or desperate villagers who see a lone outsider as an opportunity. Even within your own community, you never know when a minor argument could ignite a feud with consequences that last for generations. At any hour, accusations of theft, blasphemy, or witchcraft might land you before the local lord or a hastily called village court. The legal process makes no sense. You, a stranger, are viewed with suspicion. There's no innocent until proven guilty. There's trial by ordeal, public shaming, and the risk of cruel punishment meted out on the whim of a landowner or priest. You try to speak up, to defend yourself with reason, but nobody's listening, and your strange accent only makes you more suspicious. You learn to keep your gaze down, speak little, and hope to blend in. Personal hygiene is a constant battle you're losing. Lice and fleas find homes in your clothing, and scratching becomes part of your daily routine. The air is heavy with the smells of animals, unwashed bodies, rotten food, and smoke from the central fire, burning your eyes and clogging your lungs. Your teeth ache from rough bread and lack of brushing. When the headache sets in and blurs your vision, you know there's no aspirin or safe remedy. If you fall ill, villagers might offer a handful of herbs, a cold compress, or a feverish prayer, but mostly they wait to see if you improve. They've learned that death is always nearby, and that grieving is a skill honed by frequent loss. Young and old bear scars from long-healed wounds and illnesses. The strong plow through their days. The weak and unlucky simply fade away. With midday comes the sun's relentless exposure or perhaps the onslaught of biting wind and rain. There's nowhere to hide. Inside is cold and dim. Outside is wet and filthy. Your only defense is to keep moving, keep working. Leisure is rare, reserved for the handful of feast days when the hard work pauses, but even then, celebration is tinged with worry about tomorrow's hunger or next week's raid. If you're among the majority of peasants, the evening means more chores as darkness quickly descends. Animals must be shut in, firewood gathered, and the meager remains of socks or boots dried by the hearth. Family and neighbors share the heat, and any privacy you once took for granted is vanished. Adults, children, and animals all sleep together, pressed close for warmth, exposed to the coughing, crying, and nightmares of everyone nearby. When darkness finally settles, you're left with the unsettling quiet of a world without electricity, without the comfort of music or distraction. Stories are told around the fire, but even these often revolve around death, danger, and the supernatural. Every creak outside could be a wolf, a thief, or worse. The unknown is both immediate and terrifying. As exhaustion claims you, sleep brings no guaranteed relief. The mattress is a rough sack of straw. Bugs crawl under your blankets. The cold bites. You try to ignore the sounds outside, the muttered worries of the others, the gnawing pain in your muscles and joints. There's no expectation that tomorrow will be easier. Every day, every season, every year is about surviving whatever life throws at you. The next sunrise promises little respite. The cycle will start anew. Fetch water, feed animals, tend crops, fix tools, endure hunger and pain. Pray you survive. In the Dark Ages, endurance isn't just a skill. It's the only way to make it to the next night. Take away your phone, your running water, your safe private spaces, your medicine, your dozens of daily comforts. Replace them with endless labor, filth, insecurity, and fear. Even with everything going well, just 24 hours is enough to change your understanding of history and your gratitude for what you have. Most of us wouldn't last long. The hard truth is that even the strongest today would find survival in the Dark Ages a nearly impossible task, with every moment a fight against misery and peril that few in today's world can truly imagine.